we were just looking him up a little while ago with some of that stuff. So you're in the New York chapter?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, we're ready. Everybody settle. Antonio, whenever you're ready. Okay. Please state your name and spell it as well, and your title and the school that you're affiliated with.
Okay, my name is Tony Featherston. I'm the head of school at the town school in Manhattan. It's a K through 8th grade school, nursery through 8th grade school with 400 students. Tony Featherston is TonyFeatherston.
When was your first POCC?
My first POCC was in New York in 1991. There were about 300 folks. It was in New York, so you attend a little, but you also get to see New York a little bit as well. But it was definitely a memorable experience.
Follow-up question. So, when was your first POCC as a head of school?
My first POCC as a head of school would have been in 2006, which there's been too many to remember exactly where that was now. But I guess my first memorable moment as a head of school at POCC was in San Diego, which was maybe 2012. I think it was the first time, at least the first time that I was part of having the heads come up on stage, and there were maybe only 6 or 8 of us, but it was a pretty powerful moment. So it's I think it's really important to be here, for me as well as for others.
What brought you to POCC?
I was lucky enough to start my career at Concord Academy. It was very supportive of sending folks of color to the conference, and so even my first year teaching, we were offered to come. It was in L.A. I don't know why we said no. If I'd thought that through a little bit better, I would have been happy to come to L.A. But so it was really the school sort of saying this would be a great thing to do. I think they saw it as a potential retention tool, and it certainly has been that for me throughout my career.
What are your fondest memories of POCC?
Oh boy, my fondest memories really POCC is it's so many things, right? It's professional development, it's personal development, it's spiritual in a way, it's family reunion, so seeing friends, meeting new friends. I've met many mentors here, and I've become mentor to others. I think it's really those connections that are the most important piece of the experience.
What does POCC mean to you?
POCC means, when I first started coming, it was something that I felt like, as one of very few people of color in my school, that it was really important to know that while I was alone on an island at my school, there were lots of other people alone on their islands, and so once a year we could come together and be together in that spirit, and so that was really important to me. And as the population of folks of color has grown and the work has continued, it is still that, but also so much more. I mean, I feel like I learn much more and maybe appreciate it much more the more I come. This is my 25th year, I think, and so I can't imagine a year without it, frankly.
How has POCC helped you as a head of school, or in terms of your development and even obtaining the position?
I think POCC has helped me in the way that it's just broadened my perspective about schools, and I think it's one of the first places that I saw myself as in a sort of leadership role. I was asked to participate on panels or various sessions, and built some relationships with folks at NIS, and I think that was really important for me to see that I could take that next step personally, and that I had something to offer in that way. And I think there were so few people of color in headship when I started that as I sort of kept moving up that ladder, thinking, this is important for me personally and professionally and for my family, but it's also important for the industry. That as a symbol, I can play that role, and it's been, again, I grow so much every year that I'm here, and over the 25 years that I've been coming.
What are some memorable events you've attended at POCC over the years, whether speakers, workshops,
Yeah, boy, there have been some really memorable speakers. I guess those are the ones that I think of mostly. Nota Begay, that's not right. Sorry, he's a golfer. I don't know where that came from. Can somebody remind me? The guy who wrote, he spoke in Seattle, Native American, wrote the movie Smoke Signals. Sherman Alexie, thank you. Let's start that over again. Sorry. Nota Begay, wow. Tiger's best friend, by the way. But anyway, so sorry. Would you ask again, and then we'll.
Sure. What are some memorable programming events you've attended at POCC over the years, whether speakers, workshops, or special events?
So the speakers come to mind right away as really memorable. Sherman Alexie spoke in Seattle. That might have been 2006. That might have been my first year as head of school. And I just remember what an incredible storyteller he was. I remember he went on this tangent, and I'd completely forgotten where he'd started, and he was able to bring it back, and it was purposeful and really hit home with the audience. Michael Eric Dyson a few years ago in Indianapolis was incredible. That was a particular point in time, and what he had to say was what we all needed to hear on that morning. And those are two that really stick out. I've been to some great sessions as well. I mean, I don't think that I would be a head of school if I hadn't gone to various sessions over the years about moving into leadership and what to expect and how to position yourself and even how to carry yourself. I mean, real mentorship that's developed through just hearing somebody speak and then going up and introducing yourself and making that connection. And then really so much of the conference is about what happens in the hallway, and what happens over a meal, and meeting a friend's friend and making those great connections. So those are the things that really stick out to me.
Have you ever faced any obstacles trying to attend POCC? If so, what were they?
Yeah, I've been incredibly lucky in my career. I've been at mostly well-resourced schools that have really seen the value in the conference. I would say the 2 years sort of in the middle that I didn't attend were in Hawaii and Miami, and that was simply a resource issue that my school at the time just didn't have the resources, and that didn't seem. I actually didn't even ask. It just didn't seem like the right way to use the resources. But otherwise, I've been really lucky that there's been no question. My current school, we have 15 folks coming this year. Remember when I found out I was named head in November of 2012, and I found out later that month that the school was sending 12 people to POCC, and I remember calling my wife and saying I've landed in the right place, and the school has that really strong commitment to it. So I've benefited from whoever has decided, and now I get to be that person that decides, which is great.
What would you like to tell future POCC attendees?
I think if I could talk to future POCC attendees, I would say to just jump in with both feet and be fully open to the experience. I think I have laughed more and cried more and hugged more at POCC over the years than maybe any other place in my life. Don't tell my wife. It is, it's that sort of immersive experience, and so wading in is not the way to go. You need to really just jump in and give yourself up to the experience, and be ready to be angry and raw and challenged, because it will do all of those and help you grow as a result.
What would you tell future POCC attendees who aspire to leadership roles?
Don't be shy about. I would say to folks that are aspiring to leadership, don't be shy about seeking out mentors. There are people here at this conference who can help you get where you want to go, with advice, as mentors or sponsors. People that can take you under your wing, paths that are being forged that you can follow. I think so. Listen carefully and follow wisely, I guess would be what I would say.